You are very entitled. Little spoiled brat is what you are.
You're a
Come to India, honey. Come to Jaipur. I'd love to meet you.
Come on, baby. I'll give you my address.
What is she gonna do? Fight an elderly woman? No shade, Jenny.
Oh, okay.
Jenny gets a little gangsta on Kimberly after she calls her the C word during part 1 of the 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way Tell-All. If you don't know what the C word is, look it up. It's looked at as one of the most offensive words you can call someone, especially a woman.
Kimberly, I mean, you're being disrespectful to them.
I don't feel like I was being disrespectful.
Yeah.
You are horrible.
Let's get into it. Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Malicia. I hope you're doing well. The Other Way Season 5 Tell-All is here. It came pretty fast and I am not complaining. All right, before we get into Jenny and Kimberly, let's get into one of my favorite parts of the tell-all, when the cast sees each other for the first time in the green room before heading to the stage.
I was excited to meet you guys so we can all trauma bond.
The first standout moment was seeing Julio rocking his burnt orange suit. I forgot he was on this season. Him and Kirsten. They broke up and just disappeared off the show. And the wild part is that I didn't even notice they were missing.
Damn.
It is hard to be in New York alone. I miss Turkey and I miss Harper, so my heart is there.
In comes Shekinah, looking like a Barbie. But during this moment, Shekinah's a little salty because Danielle didn't say hi back to her.
Well, I said hello to Danielle and she didn't say hi back, so.
She didn't?
No. She just kind of seems like she's superior to everyone. Like, she's on another level and like, she's too good.
I'm not gonna lie, that's something that would have made me feel some type of way too. But then, Shekinah goes on to say she never really liked Danielle in the first place.
I never really cared for Danielle.
So it makes you wonder, is that true? Or does she not like Danielle now because she ignored her? Which, by the way, is not surprising. I would not put that past Danielle.
Hi, everyone.
Look at Shekinah.
Are you still in the DR?
I am.
Oh, wow.
Kenny.
Oh, wow.
That oh wow was loaded. It said a lot without saying much.
Oh, wow.
I never really cared for Danielle. I don't know, something about her rubbed me the wrong way. I felt like she had very specific reasons to choose Johan as a partner. I think she liked the way he looked. She liked the size of his but I think she went into that relationship looking to change him, and I felt like she kind of manhandled him.
Shekinah, I want to back you up in this moment, girl, because you are making some valid points. But aren't you doing the same thing with Ken from the dark side over here? You like the way he looks.
Sarper is a model and a personal trainer. He's just the most stunning man I've ever seen.
You said you love the way he puts it down in the bedroom.
Our sex life is just like out of this world. It's insane.
You're also trying to change him from a man who has slept with 2,500 women to a one-woman man.
Hoş geldin canım.
Hoş bulduk.
We've talked about him having female clients and kissing women on the cheek, and we agreed that he's not going to do that, and he's doing both.
So basically what's bothering her about Danielle is what she needs to take a look at in her own life. Okay.
Getting married to TJ has been a definite adjustment.
Kimberly arrives at the tell-all and admits she hates married life.
Nobody told me how much marriage sucks. And it does.
Did she think the marriage papers were just gonna magically erase their problems? Also, what happened to her being psychic?
I am clairvoyant. I am able to see energies, figures. I am claircognizant, which is having this overall knowing feeling. I am clairaudient. I can hear messages from my spirit guides, from other people's spirit guides, and there's so many different Claires.
What happened to that part of her storyline? We haven't seen her tap into any of her abilities or even talk about them since the beginning of the season. The question that needs to be raised is, Kimberly, what do you say to viewers who are confused about why you were not able to foresee an unhappy marriage with TJ? I'm genuinely curious.
Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, the couples tell all.
Fast forward to the actual tell-all, where we see Brandon and Mary on video chat from the Philippines, and they reveal the name of their daughter.
Midnight.
Midnight.
It's a unique name.
Kenny and his subtle reactions. Yeah, the creativity is getting real out here. And I love unique names too. But I've never heard or thought of Midnight. I would like to know, why Midnight? I believe names are powerful. You're speaking something over someone constantly. And Midnight, honestly in my opinion, seems like a heavy name to give someone. I hope Mary and Brandon share their inspiration at some point. But what we do know is that Midnight was born on August 15th via C-section. And Mary tells E.T., "When I heard our baby crying for the first time, I got teary-eyed and was so happy to realize I have a baby." Adding, "I've never been this happy in my whole life." Oh, that statement just made my baby fever worse. All right, moving along. Johan and Danielle are still separated.
Yes.
After we found out in the last episode that he's allegedly been cheating on Danielle throughout their entire marriage and before they tied the knot.
The other day, a woman wrote to me on social media and told me that she has been in a relationship with my husband for 2 years, since a month before we got married.
Yeah, it's looking like that will be discussed more next week in part 2 of the tell-all.
They all have some connection to these couples. Please welcome Tim, Kalani, Andre, and Tanya.
In a surprising twist, some 90 Day OGs joined the conversation to share their opinions on the couple's relationships, including Jenny and Sumit, who joined in from India. Of course, their connection is with TJ and Kimberly, also an American woman and Indian man living in India. And yes, Kimberly is still living in India in the apartment on top of TJ's family's home. She's just in the States for the tell-all.
So I'd love to get your take on Kimberly and TJ's relationship.
Host Sean Robinson asked Jenny and Sumit what are some of the things that stood out to them, and Jenny doesn't hold back.
Kimberly, to me, seemed very unappreciative of everything. What she got was amazing to me, and she appreciated nothing.
Yeah, Jenny is a prime example of when you start complaining, you might want to remember that there is somebody who would love to be in your position. Sumit's parents did not want anything to do with Jenny, let alone let her live in close quarters with them and throw her an elaborate wedding.
Her saying, "I hate India," it broke my heart.
Yeah.
Like, that broke my heart. I can't believe she said that.
Your opinion doesn't matter to me, Jenny.
Well, your opinion doesn't matter to me either. First of all,
Okay.
respect India. Respect India or don't be here.
I don't want to, darling. I don't want to.
Don't call me darling. I am not your darling, okay? Keep your in America.
Julio's facial expression is mine right now. Why is Kimberly laughing?
Darling, okay?
Aside from it being a little creepy, does she really think this is funny? Or is she doing that childish thing where you laugh when someone's upset to make them angrier?
Keep your in America.
Okay, wow.
You can laugh all you want, but you know what? You are very entitled. Little spoiled brat is what you are.
You're a
Oh, she called you the C word, girl.
Come to India, honey. Come to Jaipur. I'd love to meet you.
Come on, baby. I'll give you my address.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Julio's reaction is mine once again. First of all, it is always a shock when that gangster side of Jenny comes out.
Come to India, honey. Come to Jaipur. I'd love to meet you.
Y'all remember when she went off after Sumit put their marriage license on hold behind her back?
Are you embarrassing the out of me?
Yeah, Jenny can go there. She basically told Kimberly, come outside. And then you have Sumit over there rolling up his sleeves. But really, what is Jenny gonna do? Give Kimberly a spanking? Kimberly is 30 and Jenny is 65. This little back and forth just feels inappropriate and unnecessary.
Kimberly, I mean, you're being disrespectful to them.
I don't feel like I was being disrespectful.
TJ, what the hell, man?
She is quite enough to respond to everybody.
Yeah. As we've seen this season, when Kimberly feels like there's a threat, she tends to take things to the extreme.
I think it's a defense mechanism because that response felt like not warranted by.
That's what part of your problem is, like with him, is because you elevate it. Like you don't try to bring it down, you keep bringing it up.
Yep. Look, the moment you realize that you don't have to be right or get the last word in every argument, it's such a freeing experience. That's actually where the real power lies. It's when you accept that you have nothing to prove, and not winning the argument doesn't take away from your value. Rather than winning, peace and the solution becomes more important.
I think it's a defense mechanism.
And when it comes to Kimberly's behavior seemingly being a defense mechanism, it's one she should consider letting go of. It might have served her at some point in her life, but now it's getting in the way of her truly connecting with people. Yeah, I know, Jenny kind of came at her first, but to Kenny's point, instead of escalating it and making enemies with Jenny, Kimberly could have calmly stood up for herself and then used Jenny as a resource. As of now, it appears that Kimberly plans to stay married to TJ and live in India. And you have Jenny, who's been living in the country for years as an American. Kimberly should get advice from her.
Kimberly, do you feel that you have been disrespectful to the Indian culture?
No, I do not.
Yes. Yes! Kimberly, stay out of India. Please don't come back.
Speaking of Kimberly escalating arguments, host Sean Robinson calls for the producers to pull up a clip of one of Kimberly and TJ's most recent fights and just take a look at the cast reactions as they watch.
What you else expect from me?
Maybe give me a hug and say I'm sorry you're depressed.
You have all right to separate with me also. I'm telling you.
Separate from you!
Kirsten looks so uncomfortable.
Because I'm a
No, I said I don't!
You said it several times. You said several times.
Shut up!
Yikes. But you know what? I'm not even gonna leave Kimberly on an island by herself and act like I've never had a moment where I've lost it due to frustration. Now granted, it might not have been that intense, but I can relate just a little bit.
The way that she comes at him and the way she speaks to him is with 100% disrespect. And screaming like that, oh, what, why?
TJ, have you seen this side of Kimberly before, or just when she moved to India?
Good question.
I never saw that tension, that aggression, and that voice ever before that. It was also new for me.
TJ and I, we're still learning each other with the communication gaps we have. So I don't think that we're going to learn unless we have these bumps in the road.
Kimberly, like everything was handed to her on a silver platter. Me, I had to fight for all of it. I was respectful to his parents the whole way through. I was always respectful to India. I never complained, but you are horrible.
Something else that's horrible? Kimberly revealing that when she and TJ would get into an argument, he would go downstairs and not talk to her for days. The longest they've gone, 3 days. And these are newlyweds.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Look at how she acts. I would go downstairs for days too.
She kinda.
She put herself in the situation and then she's playing a victim.
She have a frustration, makes sense, but you can't communicate with the wrong words.
She brought her American attitude with her to India. You can't do that.
So right now, if I could do it over again, I would do things differently.
There you go.
But I like that I was able to learn from saying those things the way I said them.
Well, let's hope that she actually learned. And hey, her husband is still with her, so maybe they really are figuring things out.
Well, Jenny and Sumit, it is always a pleasure speaking with you. Any final words on how to make a marriage work between an American and an Indian?
You need to lose that attitude a little bit. It's really out of control.
Whew. All right. Next week on part 2 of the tell-all, Danielle opens up about catching Johan cheating.
When I came home from New York, I walked in to a very unfortunate situation in my apartment. You've been bringing women there the whole time. That was your whore hotel.
Yo soy la de pareja que tú hiciste.
Are you serious?
Para el diablo después de ahí.
I'm curious about why she's still living in the Dominican Republic and they aren't together. Does she plan to leave? That's what I want to know. All right, 90 Day Fans fam. Thanks for hanging with me. Make sure you stick with ET because we are covering it all. I will see you next time.